In this video, I'm going to talk about 1-4 decimal place value. So the first thing that we need to discuss are equivalent decimals. Equivalent decimals are decimals that name the same amount. They are equal to one another. We discussed in a previous lesson that something like 1.4 could also be written as 1.40 or 1.400 because zeros at the end of a decimal after the last non-zero number, like 4 in this case, don't change the value. Something like 0.2 is 2/10. That's the same as 20 hundredths. If you think about a hundredths grid, if I filled in 20 hundredths, I would fill up 2 columns, which is the same as 2/10. 20 hundredths is also equivalent to 200 thousandths. So you might be asked to write equivalent decimals to a certain number. You could add zeros to the end after the last non-zero digit, and you would be writing an equivalent decimal without changing its value. Today we're going to talk about 3 forms of decimal numbers: standard form, expanded form, and word form. And these forms are the same as they were for whole numbers, but there might be a couple changes since we're working with decimals. Standard form of a decimal is just like that of whole numbers. A standard form uses digits, decimals, or commas. So obviously, if we're talking about decimal numbers, you're going to be using decimal points. If I said to write the standard form of 9/10, it would be 0.9. The standard form of 2 6 thousandths is 2.006. So you're using digits, and in this case decimal points, to write out the number. Word form is writing out how you would say the number in words, just like we did with whole numbers. An important thing to remember with decimal word form, though, are the 2 letters TH. For example, hundredths ends in TH, and tenths ends in TH. A lot of times people will try and write tens or hundreds, but that would be for a whole big number, not for a decimal. So let me show you an example. If I had 4.68, the first thing I'm going to do is think, how do I read that out loud? It's 4 and 68 hundredths. In the first lesson, we were not allowed to use the word and because we weren't working with decimals. Now that we are working with decimals, in all the word form, you should have the word and. So I'm going to write out exactly how I would say this. 4 and, remember we read this together, 68, and it ends in the hundredth spot, so I'm going to say hundredths. Remember, it's not hundreds, it's hundredths with a TH. That would be the word form. Last but not least, we have expanded form. Expanded form, just like it was with whole numbers, is taking the value of each digit and adding them together. This digit's value is 6 wholes. And add it up with this digit's value. It's a 6 in the tenths place, so 6/10. This digit's value is 3 in the hundredths place, 3 hundredths. And this digit's value is 7 in the thousandths place, 7 thousandths. This would be expanded form. I hope that after 1-1, this lesson isn't too tricky for you. If so, go back and re-watch it until you feel comfortable. When you do feel comfortable, go ahead and try this problem. On your blue sheet, I want you to write the word form of 9.207. Some important things to remember are your THs and the word and. Good luck!